Hey guys, thanks for clicking. I figured I would stop introducing myself, as you probably know that I'm Christine and also your coach of this 10-day clean eating challenge. So this will be the last time I introduce myself, I promise. I hope by now it is day 4 that we already know one another. So yeah, so welcome to day 4. I hope the first 3 days have been good for you. I haven't seen your comments or likes yet because I've recorded this before day 4. So anyways, I wanted to talk to you today about eating clean on a budget. So I often hear people say, I can't afford to eat healthy. I used to work in this industry a while back, in the health and fitness industry, in the weight loss category actually. And I heard that several times a day from people that they can't afford to eat healthy. And my response is always, how can you afford not to eat healthy? Guys, this is your temple. Um, you have one chance, you know. So often people are willing to go out and buy a 30, 40, 50, $60,000 car. They maybe drive it for 4 or 5 years and they trade it in to get a new one. So 30, 40, $50,000, that's about $10,000 a year, not counting the gas you're putting in your car. We don't have that luxury of being able to turn it in. We have one chance. We have one temple, one vehicle. We have to treat it right. And, I know that's why you guys are here, because you want to do this. So I'm really happy that you are here. So anyways, this video is about how to try and make it the most affordable for you. So there's many things that you can do to, eat clean on a budget. So first off, I'd like to start with a big one. Eating less meat. The most expensive part of eating is meat. The most expensive part of eating clean or dirty is meat. So think about it, not trying to take meat away from you, because I love meat. I had this nice juicy steak tonight, the size of a deck of cards, of course, but it was delicious. But, meat is expensive, so there are many alternatives to eating meat for your protein. So, not saying that you need to take it out of your diet, but maybe cut back, cut it back to twice a week instead of, I don't know, maybe if you eat 4 or 5 times a week, that'll save you a lot of money. So, cutting back on meat is going to be probably your biggest way to save on eating clean. Another suggestion is when you're grocery shopping, buy produce that's in season. I'm sure you notice when you're shopping that sometimes the prices of maybe blueberries are ridiculously cheap, but it's only for like 3 weeks out of the year. Or right now, what did I see the other day that was really cheap and I was like, wow, but it's because they're in season. So buy stuff that's in season. Not only is it going to be more abundant, but the reason it's cheaper is because it is more abundant. Also, if you're buying in season produce, sorry, I have an itch, it's less likely to have pesticides because it's more than likely grown here as opposed to in another country, where there is a likelihood of having pesticides for the travel here. So they need to keep it having a longer shelf life. So buy locally, and of course you're supporting your local farmers. So I like to shop at the farmers market. We talked about this before. We have a place here in Ottawa called Farm Boy. I'm addicted to Farm Boy. I love Farm Boy, and that's where I do most of my shopping. And they like to keep most of their products local. So yeah, try and shop in season. Another great tip is going to the bulk barn, or I don't know, you call it the bulk bin or the bulk barn. stocking up on your grains, your nuts, and your seeds, going there instead of going to a grocery store where you're paying a lot of money for your nuts and seeds, and not so much your grains, but your nuts and seeds. So you go to a bulk barn and you buy it from there, you're not paying the price for packaging. So you're saving a lot of money by buying those items from a bulk barn. Not to mention that you actually could use it as a great home decor tip. You could take your beans, or you take your nuts or your rice, or your multigrain pasta, and you could put it in nice beautiful mason jars for on display. So that looks good too. Another tip, freezing your foods. So when you are buying in season at the local grocery store, if you find something like, the blueberries are on special, buy a ton of them and freeze them. Freezing your produce is going to keep it just as healthy as if it was fresh, and you'll save a lot of money in the end. So I like to stock up. If you have a lot of freezer room, it doesn't take a lot of freezer room if you chop it up really small, or but freezing your food is a good way to save money and still eat clean local produce. Something else that you may or not be willing to do or have the room to do, but you really don't need that much room, is to grow your own food. Grow your own herbs. Growing your own herbs don't take a lot of space. You could have 5, 6 different kinds of herbs in a space about this big. They just flourish, and you can give them to your friends. And herbs are actually very expensive. You're paying $2.50 for a little plastic package of herbs that really doesn't do much, and it goes bad really quickly. But if you grow your own, you're saving yourself a ton of money, and they're really easy to take care of. You really don't have to do much with herbs that you grow outside. Same with produce gardens. I personally don't have a garden. I don't have the space. I would love a garden, so that's one of the reasons why we're looking at moving, because I really want a vegetable garden. I'm a big gardener, but I do lots of flower gardens. So, but I would really like to grow my own. So that's a thought. If you can't do produce, at least maybe look into doing your herbs. So grow your own produce and herbs. One more tip that I have, which is probably the biggest, besides cutting out a lot of protein, cutting back on protein, sorry, is steering clear of restaurants. I mean, if you're trying to eat clean, your likelihood of eating out is probably not that often. Not only are you going to make healthy choices by eating at home, but you're going to save yourself a ton of money. Eating out at restaurants, it's not cheap to eat out. A meal for 2 or a meal for a family, if you're bringing a family out. I know when I go out with my man, we go out and, dinner is easily $70, $80, with a glass of wine, of course, but $70, $80 for a dinner out. I mean, we could do it so much cheaper at home, and we are cooking the food and knowing that it's all goodness in it. So, that's a great tip. I know it's nice to indulge. Absolutely, don't stop doing that, but maybe cut back. That's going to be a way that you can save on eating healthy. So anyways, those are a few of my tips. I hope that they're helpful, or maybe you've learned something. I'd love to hear from you guys. Maybe you guys have some great tips on saving money and eating healthy. If you do, I'd love for you to post below and hear what you have to say. Gosh, I'm sure there's a ton of things that maybe you guys do that I never really thought about. So yeah, anyways, our next video is actually going to be about eating out and eating clean while eating out. So thanks for watching. Till tomorrow. Bye.